Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 79. It is Friday. It is Friday and it has been a week. So I arrived today, festive and excited for this weekend. It is a gray, rainy day here, but not too cold. So I went for a run this morning, which I haven't been able to do because it's been really chilly in Cincinnati. And so as I was running, I was just listening to different songs, and of course they were all perfect on shuffle. And while I was running, I was thinking about the party that we are hosting tomorrow night. My parents, I can't remember if I've shared this in this space, but I think I have. My parents are celebrating 50 years of their first meeting, and that date is tomorrow. And so we are celebrating at our house with a black and white party, which is what the event was that my parents first met at. My mom was hosting a party with some of her roommates and her friends, and my dad showed up, and he was not wearing black and white, and everybody else was, which is so my dad. He's his own person, and so we decided that it would be a great, fun idea to have a party here in honor of my parents, and it's going to be a black and white party. So it's been a flurry of activity getting everything ready for that. And when I was running, the words Manana Iguana popped in my mind about the party, which is tomorrow. And I started laughing because when my children were little, Manana Iguana is a book that I would read to them when I was trying to introduce Spanish, when they were younger, little. I so desperately wanted them to be able to speak Spanish with me and play and laugh and know two languages. And so we would try, and they'd know a couple words, and then, they'd go back to their games and they'd forget. And of course, now with the way life works out, my daughter is studying Spanish at college, and I believe it's going to be a big part of what she uses in her lifetime. There's hope for my son. There's hope for my son. But anyway, this book, Manana Iguana, it came to mind. And as I was running, I was like, oh, yes, it's about a party and all the things that you do to get ready for a party. That'll be the perfect book to just read for fun on a Friday. Like, we'll just have a little fun in the podcast. So I got home and I got the book out. It is not what I remembered, but it was the most perfect message for me for today. So I'm just laughing at myself a little bit because the soul, when we listen to the whispers, it brings us lessons in the funniest and most unexpected manners. So I'm going to read you Manana Iguana. It has far less Spanish in it than I remembered. I thought it was half and half Spanish-English. Nope, there's just a couple words thrown in. But what I love is the message of the book, and it's just perfect. It's so perfect for this week. A reminder to me that we do not have to do things all by ourselves. So here we go. I'm going to read you Manana Iguana, and then I'll post a picture of the cover in the Soulshine Tribe on Facebook. It's the cutest little collection of characters, animals. It's set in the desert, obviously, iguana. And the main character is this grumpy looking iguana with a little dress on, like a purple dress. Oh, you'll love it. Okay. It is by Anne Whitford Paul, illustrated by Ethan Long. And you'll hear me turning the pages. Okay, so here we go. On Monday, lunes, Iguana twitched her tail happily. Let's celebrate spring with a party on Saturday. Conejo hopped up and down. Yes, let's. Tortuga poked out of his shell. A fiesta on Sabado? Count me in. Culebra shook his rattle. Me too. Good, said Iguana. We must start right away. Who will help me write the invitations? Okay, in case you don't know Spanish. Conejo is a bunny rabbit. Tortuga is the turtle. And culebra is a snake. Yo, no, not I, said Conejo. I write too fast. No one could read my words. Yo, no, said Tortuga. I write too slow. I can't hold a pen, said Culebra. Maybe I'll grow arms tonight and can help you tomorrow. We can't wait until mañana. Iguana wriggled her tail. I'll write the invitations myself. And she did. On Martes, Iguana asked, who will help me deliver the invitations for our fiesta? It shows, it's the cutest picture. It shows the bunny rabbit in a hammock between two cactuses. The snake kind of tied underneath, wrapped around it, and the turtle just sitting there looking at Iguana. Yo, no, said Conejo. I moved too fast. I'd pass our friends. Yo, no, said Tortuga. I moved too slow. Culebra said, if I grow arms tonight, I'll help you mañana, Iguana. Mañana will be too late. Iguana fidgeted her tail. I'll deliver the invitations myself. And she did. On miércoles, Iguana asked, who will help me stuff the piñata for our fiesta? Yo, no, said Conejo. I stuffed too fast. I'd rip and tear. Yo, no, said Tortuga. I stuffed too slow. Culebra said, mañana, Iguana, when I grow arms. Too many excuses. Iguana flounced her tail. I'll stuff the piñata myself. And she did. On Jueves, Iguana begged, please, will someone help me cook the food for our fiesta? It shows her walking up to them with like a chef hat and a little spoon and a bowl, staring at them. And like the bunny rabbit is drawing a smiley face on a cactus. And the snake is putting a hat on the cactus. And the tortuga is down at the bottom painting. Yo, no, said Conejo. I cook too fast, I'd make a mess. Yo, no, said Tortuga. I cook too slow. Culebra said, if I grow arms, I'll help you mañana, Iguana. Iguana slapped her tail on the ground. I'll cook the food myself. And she did. Shows her very angry. On Viernes, Iguana sighed. I don't suppose anyone will help me hang the streamers for our fiesta. They show the bunny rabbit and the snake playing chess or checkers on the back of the turtle shell. Yo, no, said Conejo. I hang too fast. I'd tear the streamers. Yo, no, said Tortuga. I hang too slow. Culebra said, I'll help you hang the streamers. Iguana clapped. Hooray! I'll help you mañana, Iguana, when I grow my arms. I knew it. Iguana smacked her tail on the ground so hard she puffed up a cloud of dirt. I'll decorate by myself. And then they show this awesome picture. Iguana is standing in the middle of a party. All the food is out. There's streamers hanging up from 4 different cacti, and then a little piñata hanging in the center of the party. And then it was Sabado. Conejo hopped up and down. We're ready for our fiesta. Tortuga poked out of his shell. Here come our guests. Culebra shook his rattle. Let's greet them. No. Iguana whipped her tail around in angry circles. I wrote the invitations and I delivered them. I stuffed the piñata. I cooked the food. I hung the streamers. Now I, and I alone, will greet my guests at my fiesta. And she did. And it shows this huge party with all these animals arriving, like lots of festivity. Conejo hurried to hide behind a cactus. Tortuga shrunk into his shell. Culebra slithered under a rock. They watched for a long time while the guests laughed and ate and broke the piñata. What a fine fiesta, the guests said as they left. Iguana yawned. I'm too tired to clean up. I'll do it mañana. She stretched out and soon slept. They show her under the stars with a blanket, laying down on a pillow with cactus around her. Conejo hopped out from behind the cactus. Iguana's really worn out, he said. Tortuga poked out of his shell. She should be. She did everything. Culebra slithered out from under the rock. And we did nothing. They were silent for a long time. Suddenly, Conejo said, "I have an idea." He told it to his friends. "That's great," said Tortuga. Culebra said, "Let's start now." And they did. Conejo pulled down streamers, put away leftovers, and packed up the trash. Tortuga scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed one giant platter. And Culebra squiggled and squirmed, sweeping the ground spotless. They worked until Domingo, and Iguana woke up. She rubbed her eyes and looked around. She looked at Conejo and Tortuga and Culebra. Iguana smiled. "Gracias," she said. "Thank you." Then she twitched her tail happily. "You must be hungry from your hard work. Who will help me eat the leftovers?" "Yo sí!" cried Conejo, Tortuga, and Culebra. And they all did. Is that the cutest story? So when I was reading it this morning, I'm like, oh, that is not what I remembered. I did not remember that the book was about like people working together and people allowing support and people asking for what they need. It was such a perfect reminder from my soul, this party is more fun. All parties are more fun when everyone is working together and they're collaborating and they're all pitching in their 2 cents, because then everyone's a part of the event itself. Everyone's part of the celebration. There's an ownership, that allows the party to be that much more fun. So it was the perfect message for me for today. I have a grocery list I'm putting together. My mom is coming over. We're going to look at the menu and make sure we have all the food we need. And my friend's going to help me cook tonight. And my son's cleaning the bedrooms later. There's just all this stuff. My husband's going to be helping with the yard. And my sister, my brother, all the cousins, everyone. We're all pitching in and contributing to a beautiful evening together. So, Manana Iguana is going to be our story. It's going to be a beautiful evening of honoring my parents and their journey together. A beautiful, beautiful journey together. They have literally traveled the world and created this beautiful family, this beautiful collection of souls and human bodies who are just amazing. So, yes. Manana Iguana cannot come soon enough. So I encourage you, if any part of that children's story resonates with you, and you, and you, and you, allow more support. Ask for what you need. Offer support. Get involved. Play. Find the moments where you celebrate life together with other people. And we'll be back we won't be back on Monday. I'm going to have some appointments on Monday that will keep me out of the office. So I will be back on Tuesday. We'll be back on Tuesday for a new podcast. Number 80. Whoa. All right. Manana Iguana. Have a beautiful weekend, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.